Hi kids, I'm teacher Stephie, your online reading teacher. Are you ready to read with me? Okay, let's begin. I see a dog. The dog is black. Again. I see a dog. The dog is black. Now you read. Good job. I see a cat. The cat is small. Again. I see a cat. The cat is small. Now you read. Nice reading. I see a pig. The pig is pink. Again. I see a pig. The pig is pink. Now you read. Very good. I see a fox. The fox is red. Again. I see a fox. The fox is red. Now you read. Awesome job! I see a bat. The bat can fly. Again. I see a bat. The bat can fly. Now you read. You did it. I see a hen. The hen lays eggs. Again. I see a hen. The hen lays eggs. Now you read. Good job. I see a duck. The duck is yellow. Again. I see a duck. The duck is yellow. Now you read. Nice reading. I see a frog. The frog can jump. Again. I see a frog. The frog can jump. Now you read. Very good. I see a bug. The bug is small. Again. I see a bug. The bug is small. Now you read. Awesome job! I see a bear. The bear is big. Again. I see a bear. The bear is big. Now you read. Great job, kids! Thank you for reading with me. Hi, kids. I'm Teacher Stephie, your online reading teacher. Are you ready to read with me? Okay, let's begin. I see the sun. The sun is bright. Again. I see the sun. The sun is bright. Now you read. Good job. I see the moon. The moon is white. Again. I see the moon. The moon is white. Now you read. Nice reading. I see the sky. The sky is blue. Again. I see the sky. The sky is blue. Now you read. Very good. I see the rain. The rain is wet. Again. I see the rain. The rain is wet. Now you read. Awesome job! I see the wind. The wind is strong. Again. I see the wind. The wind is strong. Now you read. You did it. I see a hill. The hill is steep. Again. I see a hill. The hill is steep. Now you read. Good job. I see a tree. The tree is tall. Again. I see a tree. The tree is tall. Now you read. Nice reading. I see a rock. The rock is gray. Again. I see a rock. The rock is gray. Now you read. Very good. I see the stars. The stars are far. Again. I see the stars. The stars are far. Now you read. Awesome job. I see the grass. The grass is green. Again. I see the grass. The grass is green. Now you read. Great job, kids! Thank you for reading with me. Hi, kids! I'm Teacher Stephie, your online reading teacher. Are you ready to read with me? Okay, let's begin. I see my mom. My mom is nice. Again. I see my mom. My mom is nice. Now you read. Good job. I see my dad. My dad is tall. Again. I see my dad. My dad is tall. Now you read. Nice reading. I see my friend. My friend can run. Again. I see my friend. My friend can run. Now you read. Very good. I see a girl. The girl has curls. Again. I see a girl. The girl has curls. Now you read. Awesome job. I see a boy. The boy is fun. Again. I see a boy. The boy is fun. Now you read. You did it. I see my teacher. My teacher can sing. Again. I see my teacher. My teacher can sing. Now you read. Good job. I see a baby. The baby is small. Again. I see a baby. The baby is small. Now you read. Nice reading. I see a man. The man has a hat. Again. I see a man. The man has a hat. Now you read. Very good. I see my cousin. My cousin is funny. Again. I see my cousin. My cousin is funny. Now you read. Awesome job! I see the doctor. The doctor is nice. Again. I see the doctor. The doctor is nice. Now you read. Great job, kids! Thank you for reading with me. Hi, kids! I'm Teacher Stephie, your online reading teacher. Are you ready to read with me? Okay, let's begin. I see a ball. The ball is round. Again. I see a ball. The ball is round. Now you read. Good job! I see a doll. The doll is pink. Again. I see a doll. The doll is pink. Now you read. Nice reading. I see a bed. The bed is soft. Again. I see a bed. The bed is soft. Now you read. Very good. I see a cup. The cup is blue. Again. I see a cup. The cup is blue. Now you read. Awesome job! I see a book. The book is fun. Again. I see a book. The book is fun. Now you read. You did it. I see a box. The box is big. Again. I see a box. The box is big. Now you read. Good job. I see a bell. The bell can ring. Again. I see a bell. The bell can ring. Now you read. Nice reading. I see a kite. The kite can fly. Again. I see a kite. The kite can fly. Now you read. Very good. I see a drum. The drum is loud. Again. I see a drum. The drum is loud. Now you read. Awesome job. I see a truck. The truck is fast. Again. I see a truck. The truck is fast. Now you read. Great job reading. Thank you for practicing with me. Hi kids, I'm Teacher Stephie, your online reading teacher. Are you ready to read with me? Okay, let's begin. I have a hat. The hat is blue. Again. I have a hat. The hat is blue. Now you read. Good job. I have a shirt. The shirt is new. Again. I have a shirt. The shirt is new. Now you read. Nice reading. I have a sock. The sock is soft. Again, I have a sock. The sock is soft. Now you read. Very good. I have a sweater. The sweater is warm. Again, I have a sweater. The sweater is warm. Now you read. Awesome job! I have a shoe. The shoe is big. Again, I have a shoe. The shoe is big. Now you read. You did it. I have a coat. The coat is thick. Again, I have a coat. The coat is thick. Now you read. Good job. I have a scarf. The scarf is long. Again, I have a scarf. The scarf is long. Now you read. Nice reading. I have a skirt. The skirt is pink. Again, I have a skirt. The skirt is pink. Now you read. Very good. I have a jacket. The jacket is red. Again, I have a jacket. The jacket is red. Now you read. Awesome job! I have a glove. The glove is small. Again, I have a glove. The glove is small. Now you read. Great job, kids! Thank you for reading with me. Hi, kids! I'm Teacher Stephie, your online reading teacher. Are you ready to read with me? Okay, let's begin. I have a snack. The snack is sweet. Again, I have a snack. The snack is sweet. Now you read. Good job. I have a grape. The grape is small. Again, I have a grape. The grape is small. Now you read. Nice reading. I have a peach. The peach is soft. Again, I have a peach. The peach is soft. Now you read. Very good. I have a chip. The chip is crisp. Again, I have a chip. The chip is crisp. Now you read. Awesome job! I have a pear. The pear is juicy. Again, I have a pear. The pear is juicy. Now you read. You did it. I have a cake. The cake is pink. Again, I have a cake. The cake is pink. Now you read. Good job. I have a berry. The berry is red. Again. I have a berry. The berry is red. Now you read. Nice reading. I have an apple. The apple is green. Again. I have an apple. The apple is green. Now you read. Very good. I have a hot dog. The hot dog is warm. Again. I have a hot dog. The hot dog is warm. Now you read. Awesome job. I have a fry. The fry is thin. Again. I have a fry. The fry is thin. Now you read. Great job, kids! Thank you for reading with me. Hi, kids! I'm Teacher Stephie, your online reading teacher. Are you ready to read with me? Okay, let's begin. I have a dog. The dog is big. Again. I have a dog. The dog is big. Now you read. Good job. I have a cat. The cat is soft. Again. I have a cat. The cat is soft. Now you read. Nice reading. I have a fish. The fish can swim. Again. I have a fish. The fish can swim. Now you read. Very good. I have a bird. The bird can fly. Again. I have a bird. The bird can fly. Now you read. Awesome job! I have a mouse. The mouse is fast. Again. I have a mouse. The mouse is fast. Now you read. You did it. I have a frog. The frog can jump. Again. I have a frog. The frog can jump. Now you read. Good job! I have a bunny. The bunny is cute. Again. I have a bunny. The bunny is cute. Now you read. Nice reading. I have a duck. The duck is loud. Again. I have a duck. The duck is loud. Now you read. Very good. I have a pig. The pig is pink. Again. I have a pig. The pig is pink. Now you read. Awesome job! I have a turtle. The turtle is slow. Again. I have a turtle. The turtle is slow. Now you read. Great job, kids! Thank you for reading with me. Hi, kids! I'm Teacher Stephie. your online reading teacher. Are you ready to read with me? Okay, let's begin. I have a ball. The ball is red. Again. I have a ball. The ball is red. Now you read. Good job. I have a doll. The doll has hair. Again. I have a doll. The doll has hair. Now you read. Nice reading. I have a kite. The kite can fly. Again. I have a kite. The kite can fly. Now you read. Very good. I have a truck. The truck is blue. Again. I have a truck. The truck is blue. Now you read. Awesome job. I have a bike. The bike is fast. Again. I have a bike. The bike is fast. Now you read. You did it. I have a drum. The drum is loud. Again. I have a drum. The drum is loud. Now you read. Good job. I have a bear. The bear is cute. Again. I have a bear. The bear is cute. Now you read. Nice reading. I have a game. The game is fun. Again. I have a game. The game is fun. Now you read. Very good. I have a robot. The robot can beep. Again. I have a robot. The robot can beep. Now you read. Awesome job! I have a bell. The bell can ring. Again. I have a bell. The bell can ring. Now you read. Great job, kids! Thank you for reading with me.